Well, joining us now from Sacramento with more on the potential fallout of all of this is Michael Hackard. Mr. Hackard represents several Breslin users in a lawsuit against Warner Lambert. Mr. Hackard, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me here.
How many people do you represent?
Right now, we're representing 5 people around the country that have had liver damage. Of the 5, 2 are on liver transplant list. I think 2 are too sick to be on the transplant list, and that 1 has had a liver transplant. In addition to that, we're looking at several death cases and other liver-related injuries.
Now, obviously, we should say first off that Warner is in the process of being taken over by Pfizer. So this could become a legal issue for Pfizer as well, right?
That's correct.
Maybe target, if you will, the grounds of this suit. What are you saying the company did or did not do?
Well, the basic grounds is that either they did inadequate research to find out that this stuff could kill people and could kill their livers. That's one thing. The other thing that the suit targets is the fact that they withheld information from the FDA with regard to adverse circumstances that certain test people were experiencing until after the product had been approved.
You're not dismissing the fact that the good that Breslin was doing, or the fact that it was, helping the body's sensitivity to insulin. You're not dismissing any of that. You're just addressing the harm to liver, to some 63 people who lost their lives in this case because of liver damage, right?
Yeah. One thing I will say, I won't dismiss that, but I will say that it's probably far more than 63 people that died from this drug. And let me tell you why I think that. That 63 is what the company itself acknowledges. But if you go through the MedWatch reports or the adverse events associated with the drug, and you look at those closely that have been filed with the FDA, it appears that more than 300 people died. In addition, the company acknowledges that 90 people had permanent liver damage from the drug. And I think that, again, that's vastly understated for a variety of reasons.
But the market for Breslin is in the millions, right?
Yeah, the market.
Okay, so millions of people have taken this, right?
Well, actually, the market's around 500,000 per year. That's another thing. It has never been a life-saving drug. It's been a drug of convenience. And as the FDA points out, there are alternative drugs that are safer.
Right. You don't have to go through the shots or any of that stuff. So the convenience was what you're citing.
Right.
What do you think this means, though? I mean, yours is just the start of a brush fire here. There are many other lawyers who are looking at similar suits. I mean, could this be a disaster for Warner? In other words, that it could be like the tobacco manufacturers facing, wave after wave of class action suits.
It could be a disaster only on the punitive damages side, I would think. And if they're, it also depends on how they handle this. One thing that points to a disaster is that they took around 27 to 28 months to pull this thing off the market after Britain pulled it off the market. So they've had this knowledge as it's gone along over the last 27 or 28 months that this has been a dangerous product. That looks bad for them. The fact that they're facing up to it now is good, but they've basically faced up to it in light of the FDA saying, please take this drug off the market.
Now, Britain had suspended sales, at December 97, largely again on this liver issue, right?
Exactly.
Were there any other issues that they were exploring or no?
No, it was deaths from liver and permanent liver damage.
What are we talking about in terms of litigation here? I mean, what kind of judgments are you looking for? Is it safe to say in the hundreds of millions of dollars? What are we looking at?
Yeah, overall, when you look at the number of people that have been injured, and when you look at the fact that just since January 1 of 1998, the company has received approximately $1.5 billion in sales of this product. So you look at probably hundreds of people that have died, and far more than that have been injured, that have had their livers injured. Yeah, you're looking at hundreds of millions of dollars.
But are you afraid that, whatever the grounds are your suit, I'm not here to judge that this is a tobacco situation all over again, and this just drags on and on for years and years, and nothing gets solved because no one gets money, save lawyers.
You know what? And that is a concern. And because I deal with individual plaintiffs, I talked to 2 today. One is on a liver transplant list up at Cleveland Clinic. The other has had a liver transplant from the University of Iowa. These are people that are so ill that every time I talk with them, they don't want to be emotional, but they are emotional, and they cry and they tell me how this is impacting them. I don't want this suit to go on and on and on. I want to help them, and I want to help others that are around the country that face the same thing.
All right, Michael Hackard, we'll see what happens. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Straight ahead on our next half hour, President Clinton takes aim at gun makers, but Smith & Wesson could avoid the line of fire. We'll ask the company's CEO why he decided to bite the bullet and settle with Uncle Sam right after this.